Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Swiffle here. Welcome back to a brand new YouTube video. Now today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys the ultimate guide inside of Fisch to go from noob to pro. And this is going to end up covering every single aspect of the game, from the beginner to the middle stage to the end game. This is basically going to get you right and get you all the way up here to getting everything maxed out inside of the game. Now before we get to this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, as I would really appreciate it, and it does help with the channel a lot. Yeah, let's not waste no more time and get directly into this guide. Enjoy. Alright guys, now once you have ended up loading inside of Fisch, basically you're going to end up spawning here in this island called Moosewood. Now this is basically the first island you're ever going to see, and this is like your base of operations for the early game. Now pretty much, just to explain everything, this is going to end up getting you through the gist of the game, but pretty much you're going to end up having your flimsy rod right here. As you can see, I have my rod equipment. It isn't the flimsy rod, but you're going to have the flimsy rod, you're going to have the equipment bag, which shows you all of your equipment, all your bait and your fisher rods. As you can see, this is the rod you're going to end up spawning in the game with. You're going to have your bestiary, which is basically just going to show you all the fish you ended up collecting. Now once you do end up spawning here, there's a couple things you can end up doing, but the first thing I recommend doing is going over to this guy Pierre. You're gonna end up talking to him, and he's basically gonna give you the starter quest inside of the game, so you can get a little bit of money and get started on the game. Now essentially what we can end up doing is we can end up going over to these docks, and he's basically gonna tell you need to go fishing and catch a fish. So just to give you the basic gist on how you can end up fishing in the game, what you're gonna want to do is pull out your flimsy rod. As you can see, I have my fishing rod out, which is like an end gamey rod, but you just pretend I have the flimsy rod out right here. You're gonna end up holding your reel button, and you're gonna be trying to get to like as high as you can. Now it's gonna tell you to shake your screen. What you're gonna want to do is click the shake buttons. Do not actually shake your screen. I made that mistake once, but you're gonna click these shake buttons. Eventually you're gonna end up catching a fish. Now what you can do is you can end up basically moving this white bar right here. Okay, so when you end up not clicking nothing, your bar is gonna go all the way left. Now if you do end up holding it down, it's gonna end up going all the way right. So you're just gonna want to kind of balance the white bar in between the little fish icon to end up catching a fish. So as you can see, we ended up catching a red snapper right here. It does have a mutation because of my fish rod, but yeah, as you can see, we ended up catching these fish right here. Now he's gonna end up asking you to catch a couple fish. You're gonna end up catching like 3 or 5, complete a couple of his quests, and yeah, you'll be good. So once you do end up catching a couple fish, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go over here to Moosewood village. This is going to be the pretty much the core of this island right here. Now there's going to be a couple NPCs I might have to introduce y'all to. So the first NPC is going to be the merchant right here, and basically what he's going to do is he's going to end up selling, or this is where you're going to end up selling your fish at to make some money. Now as you can see, I have a little bit of money right now, but basically you're going to end up selling your fishes and stuff over here to this guy. He has a couple quote prompts you could ask about, you know, other stuff, but you're gonna want to sell this fish, you know what I'm saying. You could also sell your whole inventory for money. So that fish I had was worth $224, which is pretty good, so that's good for a beginner. All right, now over here there's a bunch of stuff you can end up buying. So there's some fishing rods over here, and there's gonna be some crab cages. Now if you are a new player, I recommend buying a couple of these, you know what I'm saying. They are really good. So just buy a couple of crab cages, and what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna end up going over here, and there's some more fishing rods: the lucky rod, the carbon rod, the plastic rod, and the training rod. Now the rod you're mostly going to be wanting to get is the carbon rod, as this is the best rod over here for its price. And yeah, so you're going to end up saving up $2,000, but that's not going to be important for the moment, at least. There's the appraiser over here. Now let's just go ahead and get a fish from our inventory, and basically you can end up talking to the appraiser, and you can end up pretty much essentially upgrading your fish, or like changing the value of the fish, kind of like respecs in games. But basically you're gonna going over here, and as you can see, my stuff was mutated into a darkened fish. As you can see, it looks a little different. So yeah, that's not really going to be important right now. That's more of like a end gamey or a mid gamey type when you start catching those exotic old fishes, but that's not going to be really important right now. Now we do end up going over here. This is going to be the angler, and what you can end up doing is you could go over to his quest, and you could end up selecting and completing his quest. Now as you can see, I have an active one right now, which I have not done. I do not do his quest at all, but this is kind of something you're going to do like later on in the game, not nothing you're going to be focused on like in the beginning of the game. And guys, over here, as you can see, there's one more NPC we're going to end up seeing over here. It's going to be the shipwright, and basically he's gonna end up selling us these ships, and pretty much this is what we're gonna end up needing to get off of this island. So if you go over here, there's a bunch of ships, there's a surfboard, a bunch of boats, there's some giant boats, and there's the jet ski over there. Really good boats, but you're not gonna end up worrying about that at the moment. There's a couple things you can end up buying, as well as the fish radar, pretty expensive, and some diving gear over here, and there's some bait over there which you can end up buying as well, which is gonna help you catch some bigger and better and more exotic fishes. So yeah, that's basically everything in Moosewood in a nutshell. And basically we're gonna end up wanting to do is we're gonna go over to this dock, and we're gonna get a little bit of bait. All right, if you don't have any, get some bait. It's not really important, like mainly important at this island, but yeah, it definitely does help. You're gonna get some bait, and you're gonna end up fishing here for a little bit. All right, you're gonna catch some fish, do Pierre's whole quest line, and get a bunch of money. Now I would say you're gonna want to have roughly around like 3,500 when you're leaving this island. And the reason is you're gonna end up wanting to go up here and you're gonna end up acquiring the carbon rod for 2,000. Very important. Get this rod. It's one of the best rods that's gonna carry you for like probably a little bit. Now you're gonna end up getting the little surfboard right here, which is gonna cost like I think 1,500. It might be 2,000, 1,500, somewhere around there. It's been a little minute since I bought one, but you're gonna end up buying this surfboard right here, guys. Now once you do end up having all of that stuff, and you can end up buying this other stuff too, the fish radar and the oxygen stuff or diving gear, but you're not gonna worry about that right now. You probably get that later, but yeah, what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna get on our boat or our surfboard and we're gonna end up heading out for the first time. So there we go. Goodbye Moosewood, and we're gonna end up heading over here to Roselit Bay right here. All right, so we're gonna end up driving over here. It's only gonna take us a little bit because all the islands are relatively close. Well, I am using a jet ski, which is really fast, but yeah, it shouldn't take you long to get over here. And as you can see, this is basically the next base of operations right here. Now as you can see, there's a little more NPCs that are going to be introduced. There's going to be some dude over here which will basically set your spawn point over here, so you don't have to keep you know, going over from Moosewood over here. So you could end up talking to him, paying a little fee, and you could end up sleeping at these beds, which is going to end up setting your spawn point. But yeah, everything here is a little more centralized. So as you can see, the bait is a little closer. You can end up getting some more bait, talking to the merchant. He's over here. There's some dude just working on the ship. There's a bale you can end up bringing. Doesn't really do much, but basically over here is where all the important stuff is going to happen with this blacksmith dude. Now basically there's going to be a bunch of new rods you could end up getting, but the rod we're going to be saving up for is the steady rod. This is one of the best rods. You're going to have this rod for a very long time. This is the best early game rod in the entire game. And my definition of early game, this is the early game rod you're gonna want to get. So basically you're probably gonna have maybe like $100, $200, $1,000, anywhere around that range. You're not gonna have a lot of money, so you're gonna want to go over here to this giant bay area and you're just gonna want to fish. All right, just get the best bait you possibly can. You're just gonna want to sit here and you're gonna want to fish. All right, so just go ahead and fish over here. Now there is a little trick if you are on PC, since you probably don't want to end up doing all that clicking and stuff. You could end up turn it on a camera at the top right, throw your rod out, and you can end up hitting the black backslash button, which is on the far right of your keyboard. Now you could just end up spamming S and pressing enter. Basically you can end up doing this and skipping and saving a lot of time doing that. All right, so what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna do that and you're gonna catch as many fish, sell as many fish as you want. You're also not really gonna be appraising any fish like that. I ain't gonna lie, this isn't the part of the game where you're gonna be appraising unless you get a really good mythical fish, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, you're just gonna end up wanting to sell your fishes and stuff. Also, if you do end up going into the menu area, what you can end up doing is you can end up going over here to to auto sale, and you can end up auto selling legendary and mythical fish. All right, I would recommend having that on, as you're probably not going to end up needing to do anything with that anyways, and this is basically just going to end up making it so you can sell those bigger fish and get more money. But yeah, what you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to fish over here and get as much bread as you possibly can. Keep the bread, sell all your stuff, and you're going to be straight. So basically, once you do end up doing that, you're gonna go over here and you're gonna buy the steady rod when you're at 7,000. All right, this could take you a little bit, and yeah. Now another thing I would recommend doing is I would recommend going back and buying the fish radar. All right, so buying the fish radar, it is not required, by the way. I'm telling you, it's not required, but I'm gonna go ahead and enable that, as this is gonna make everything a lot easier for where we're gonna end up fishing next. There's also one right here. I didn't even peep that, but yeah. So once you do end up getting that steady rod, you're gonna end up going ahead and buying yourself a boat, and we're basically gonna be edging our way into the end game of the early game stage. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna buy your boat and you're gonna end up heading over to this island in the back. So go ahead, get your boat, and you're gonna want to make a complete U-turn, and basically what you're gonna want to do is head to this island called Forsaken. All right, now Forsaken Shores is gonna be the next island we're heading to, and this is gonna be the summit, or the peak of the early game. All right, this is gonna be the end of the early game right here, guys. Now what you're gonna want to do, get up over here, and you're gonna be over here, and this is gonna be pretty much the end of the early game, guys. Now what we're gonna do is gonna end up heading over to this back area right here. Now what we can end up doing is going over here, past these dudes over here that's making this campfire, and if you are in a public server, you'll probably see a bunch of like level 30s, level 50s over here just fishing. But we're gonna end up heading over to this pond. Now this is where you can end up catching those mythical goldfish, and this is gonna be where you're gonna be getting all your early game money at. Now you're gonna be here for a very long time, guys. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, you are gonna be here for a pretty long time. Like I ain't gonna lie, I was here for a good little minute before I was able to move out of this area. But yeah, you're gonna end up being here, stuck here for a little bit, and you don't want to stay here until you're at like 100,000 to 200,000, because this is when we're gonna have options to get new fishing rods. All right, so there's a fishing rod up here actually in this area. If you do end up heading over here and moving past this area, I think the scurvy rod is over here, which is like 50,000. It's a pretty good rod as well, but you're gonna be stuck with that steady rod for a very long time. So if we do end up heading over here, there's a dude over here and there's a fishing rod in this general area right here. So let's just go ahead and then I'm going over here right quick, and yeah, you're basically gonna be in this area for a really long time. As you can see, there's the scurvy rod right here. We can end up buying this rod. I actually don't think I bought this yet because this is kind of a newer rod. Yeah, so there's a little rod over here. We can end up checking the stats. It's a decent rod, but yeah, this is gonna be your early game right here. And yeah, guys, so you're just gonna end up staying here and fishing, and pretty much this is gonna end up ending your early game run right here. This is gonna be the first part of the entire run. So yeah, just stay here, and we're gonna end up moving on to the mid game now, guys. This is the part where stuff starts to get interesting, where you start to get more items and where you basically start to expand the game out. So now, right now, what we're gonna end up needing is we're gonna end up wanting to get that scurvy rod up there that I just ended up showing you. It's not a crazily, it's not like a must-have rod, but it's one of the rods I recommend getting. That you'd either get the mythical rod, the trident rod, or yeah, those are the three rods you're gonna really mainly end up getting for the mid game, especially the trident rod. But that's not really important right now. You could even stay with your steady rod right now. So basically what's important now is we're gonna end up heading over to Sunstone Island. All right, so what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna end up leaving over here and we're gonna end up heading over to Sunstone Island. Now you're gonna want to hit level 30, and that's where I consider it to be like mid gamey area. So if my driving skills are any good, but yeah, pretty much what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to hit level 30. By this time you'll have a bunch of money, or at least a decent amount, and you're gonna want to hit level 30 with like 10,000 in the bank. All right, so what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna end up taking your boat and you're gonna drive over to this island called Sunstone Island. Now basically, if you have played this game before, you'll know what we're finna do right now, but we finna go talk to Merlin. All right, now she's gonna be some evil witch lady, which is gonna end up giving us something very important, which is known as the relic. All right, and that's basically gonna end up enchanting our rod. Very important for this run. So we're gonna want to do is we're gonna end up landing on bay, and we need to go to this back area. We need to go find Merlin. There's also the merchant boat right here. Now at the top of your screen, it's basically gonna say a merchant boat has appeared at one of the islands, and as you can see, this was completely by accident, but we did end up finding the merchant boat right here. As you can see, the mythical rod is on here, 110,000, very expensive. Also some common crates and some carbon crates. It's gonna be very good stuff right here. So if you do end up finding that along the way, it's not going to be at this island guaranteed. It could even spawn at Moosewood. But all right, guys, so in order to end up finding Merlin, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to head over to this backside right where this merchant boat is. It's probably not gonna be there for you. The merchant boat probably not gonna be there for you, but for me, this is where the merchant boat is. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna end up climbing up this ladder up here, and pretty much what we're gonna do is we're gonna hooking a hard left. As you can see, there's a little girl just chilling right here. She's not really important right now, but basically what you're gonna want to do is go over here where these bait crates are, and you're gonna end up finding Merlin. As you can see, it's highlighted over here. She's a very important NPC, and this is where we're gonna end up buying our relics at. So go over here to this house right here, and what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna open in this house right here, and you're gonna see her in the back. Now, as you can see, you can end up talking to her. You could also buy bonus luck as well, but yeah, what we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna end up going over here and asking her what we can end up doing for her, and we're gonna end up getting power. All right, so for 11 bands, you're gonna end up buying some power right here, and she's gonna end up giving you an enchant relic right here. As you can see, this is it right here. Now you can end up going to the appraiser and end up appraising it, so you can get like special types of relics. As you can see, I have a bunch of relics. You can also end up catching these relics in the sea as well. They're like a 1 in 300 chance, I think, so they are decently rare, but yeah, that's not really gonna be anything crazy. But what you're gonna want to do, you're gonna get your relic, and we're gonna end up heading over to the Statue of Sovereignty. Okay, so what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna end up going back to our jet ski or the boat or whatever type of boat you have, and we're gonna end up heading over to the Statue of Sovereignty. So let's go ahead, hop in our boat right quick, and we gonna end up leaving this island right here. And it did take me a little minute to find Merlin. I like completely forgot where she was, but you know, that's unrelated. But yeah, so we're gonna bring it to the Keeper's Altar. Okay, so that's gonna be located right here at the Statue of Sovereignty. It's literally like down the street, like, you know, really close. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of yapping right now, but yeah, y'all get the point. It's literally right here, and we're gonna end up going ahead and throwing on a fishing rod right quick. So I'm gonna just go ahead and throw on the mythical rod just for a little bit. But yeah, you're gonna want to throw on an unenchanted rod. All right, and this is basically how you're gonna get your attributes for your rods. It's gonna make this whole process a lot easier. So you're gonna want to go over here, go up this little staircase, and you're gonna want to go inside of this cave. Now you're gonna end up talking to old dude inside of her, and he gonna end up teleporting you down to the bottom area. You have to make sure it's nighttime, as you know it tells you literally have to be in during the nighttime to end up doing this. So you're going to spend a cool little $400, which you should be able to spend at this point. Go down here, take your enchant relic out, and yeah, go down the stairs. You don't have to take out your enchant relic right there, by the way, but I just said that just to say that. But yeah, so what you're gonna want to do is pull out your main rod. I'm gonna end up using the mythical rod just for y'all, but whatever rod y'all gonna be using the most at this point in the game, y'all might be using the carbon rod or whatever. But yeah, we're gonna end up enchanting our rod, and this is basically just gonna end up getting us kick started in here before we end up going for the trident rod, you guys. So what I'm doing is we're gonna end up going over here to this little altar right here and holding out our enchant relic. Once you end up doing that, just hold it out, and it's gonna end up enchanting our stuff, and we got a divine enchantment right here. Now there's a whole list, you could end up googling all of them, but you know, some things you don't want to look for is abysmal, divine, you know, like lucky, hastily, unbreakable. That's a pretty good one if you have a weak rod. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff you gonna end up looking for. You can end up googling them as well. I think I'm gonna make a video, and I know this is unrelated, but I'll definitely make a video going over the best enchants, but unrelated to what we're doing right now. Basically, you're gonna end up enchanting your rod, very important, and we're gonna end up getting out of here. So what we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna go back to that fishing spot, and we're gonna end up fishing there until we have about like 300,000. And I know it's probably like, dang, that's a lot, Swiffle. Like, come on, you was just talking about how I need 11,000 to get this relic rod, but yeah, or this relic. But yeah, that's basically what we're gonna end up needing to do. Go over there, fish up about like 250. I think that's how much it costs, 250, 300, something like that. You're gonna get a lot of bread. All right, get as much bread as y'all can, and yeah, that's basically what you're gonna end up doing. You could end up getting the mythical rod as well if you get lucky and find that little merchant boat that I ended up finding right there. But yeah, that's gonna be what we're gonna end up doing for this point in the game. Now, once you do end up fishing up about like 250 to 300,000 in Forsaken, we're gonna end up wanting to do is we're gonna end up heading over to the desolate deeps, all right, or the desolate depths, all right. Now that's basically gonna be one of the end gaming area. Let me just go ahead and put on my rod right quick, and yeah, we're gonna end up doing is looking for a buoy. Alright guys, so I did ended up finding the buoy. It should be a little easier for you guys to end up finding it because it probably won't be foggy, but in my game it was foggy right here. But yeah, just directly in the back of the Statue of Sovereignty, you're gonna end up seeing this buoy right here. Now what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to buy this this little diving gear right here. Very important. You're gonna want to go over here and buy the advanced diving gear. Now once you end up buying that, what you're gonna do is get that in your inventory, and I'm gonna go ahead and equip mine right here. As you can see, I already have it, and basically this is gonna be very important. Now we're gonna want to do is we're gonna end up taking a deep breath, and we're gonna end up diving down here into the deeps area. All right guys, so there's gonna be a ginormous hole down here. You don't want to just end up diving down here, you know, following my exact step, as there's a bunch of dangerous stuff in here. Also guys, I forgot to mention, I should be able to do this right quick. Go down in your settings and turn on the higher saturation, the higher brightness. So go right here, turn that on, higher saturation, higher brightness, so it isn't pitch black in here. You're gonna want to go down here into the the little depths area. Now there's gonna be sea mines in here, guys, so do not get hit by those sea mines. They'll explode and you're gonna die, and it's not gonna be pretty, okay? So you don't want to go through here, you don't want to go through this area, and you don't want to go down inside of this hole, and it's a little tight area, a little tight space. But yeah, just go through here, very narrow, and basically you're gonna ending up in this new area, so it's a little difficult to traverse. But yeah, once we are here, as you can see, we have made it, and there's gonna be a bunch of good stuff right here. Now there's gonna be the flippers, there's gonna be a rod right here, there's gonna be a merchant dude over here. Now what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna end up buying these flippers right here, okay guys? So go over here and buy the super flippers, or you could buy the regular ones if you can't afford that. But yeah, it's gonna be a bunch of people. There's gonna be some dude over here just chilling, you know what I'm saying? But don't worry about him, and you can buy some more bait right here. There's gonna be a rod right here as well. I actually don't think I own this rod. Yeah, definitely did not buy that rod, but yeah, gonna end up buying that. But what we're gonna end up wanting to do is head back down through this narrow path again. And yeah, I hate going through this area, I ain't gonna lie. It's one of my least favorite areas to go through. But yeah, navigate your way through this area, and we're gonna end up heading over to the back area. So right where you see that giant whiteboard at, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna go through here in the back area. So go through here, make a right, and it's gonna be mines. Just try not to get exploded by them. I would show y'all what they do, but yeah, that's gonna end up, you know, killing me. So yeah, probably don't want to do that. So it'll be a bunch of them literally everywhere. And basically from here, what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna make a left right here. Okay, so there's gonna be some glowing rocks up here, and we're gonna make it to the desolate pocket. All right, and this is gonna be the next area we're gonna be at inside of the game. So just go ahead and make it through here, and how you know you're basically at the pinnacle of the mid game right here. Now basically we're gonna end up needing to do is complete our bestiary for this area. All right, so stay right here, and you're gonna want to complete the entire bestiary. So catch all of the fish. You're gonna need some crab cages as well to catch some of the fish. And yeah, it's gonna take out a little minute to get all this stuff, but yeah, let's go ahead and get this situated. All right guys, now once we are situated and we're in the middle, basically we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna end up going over to the shop. Now there's a couple very interesting and very good things you can end up buying. The main thing and probably the best thing you can end up buying is the tiebreaker. Now if you don't have enough money, or you save it up enough to get this trident rod and you don't want to spend this, don't worry about getting this right now. This could kind of really just be classified as kind of an end game item, but yeah, it's really good. This is basically gonna make you go really fast inside of the water. Very good thing to end up having. There's some crab cages over here which you're gonna end up needing to collect the entire bestiary in the first place. There's gonna be some coral geos. I think that's used to catch some better fish. I don't know, I've never really used those, I ain't gonna lie. There's the glider right here, very good. It's gonna end up basically making you glide like Fortnite kind of. And then there's right here, there's some more flippers, and there's the constipation coach, and I definitely just completely butchered that name, but basically that's gonna end up teleporting you to your spawn point. Now once you do end up having what you want to buy here, you don't have to buy nothing here, nothing too important. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna end up heading over to where that red box is, and this is kind of gonna be like a marker-ish area. All right, so once you are here, what you're gonna want to do is follow my exact path. So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna end up diving underwater, and what you're gonna want to do again is you're gonna want to go down here to where these bones are. It's gonna be a little opening right here, so let's go ahead and unequip our tiebreaker, and what you're gonna want to do is go through this little area. As you can see, your screen will get a little bright. That's how you know you're going in the right direction. And again, this area with just like the super deep and narrow areas, you know what I'm saying, very deep. But basically what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna end up crawling up here into this area, and you're gonna see this eyeball right here. Now at this point, once you are here, what you're gonna end up needing is enchant relics. You're gonna need 5 enchant relics, and I know it's probably a lot, especially if you're like an earlier player, but you can end up having somebody open this area as well, if you didn't know. So if you don't have anybody, just get somebody. Go check the comment sections as well, ask people around if they can end up helping you open this, but you're gonna end up needing to place 5 enchant relics. All right guys, so let's just go ahead and end up plugging in these relics. So one right here, the other one right here, this one right here, this one right here, and the last one right here. And this is about 50,000 if you end up buying all of these from Merlin. So it's going to end up playing this little cutscene right here, as you can see, and it's going to end up opening up this eyeball right here. Now once you do end up opening this area right here, you can end up buying the trident rod. We have already ended up purchasing it, but as you can see, it's right here, it's 150,000, so I definitely overshot it by a lot. But yeah, 150,000, and once you end up getting this, you can end up buying some of these competition. Oh snap, I just accidentally bought 50, I think. But yeah, you could end up getting these however you say it. Oh my goodness. And you could end up teleporting out of this area. And yeah, that's basically gonna end up doing it for this portion of the mid game. And pretty much the next part of the mid game and the final part of the mid game is you're just gonna want to fish at that area that I told y'all to. So y'all gonna end up getting this trident rod, where it should be somewhere in here. It's try there it is right there. You're gonna get it, and you're gonna go over to the little pond area. I'm not at Forsaken, but y'all remember the Forsaken pond area from earlier, and you're gonna end up fishing there and just selling your fish until you get around 750,000. And that should take a little bit, but yeah, once you end up doing that, we can end up moving on to the next part, which is gonna end up beginning our end game. We're going to be moving to end up getting the best rod in the game, which is going to be the abysmal rod of the depths. So let's go ahead and equip that and move on to that portion of the video. Alright guys, congratulations, you have successfully gotten the trident rod. You have successfully gotten your flippers, your diving gear, all of the essentials to go into the end game. Alright, now basically once you have ended up getting all of the essential stuff, what you're going to want to do is you're going to end up wanting to go over to your ships, and you're going to end up spawning in one of your ships. I'm going to end up spawning in the jet ski. Now this is the part where we're going to end up getting all of the end gamey stuff, the abysmal rod, all of the end gamey stuff, the key, all of that, you know what I'm saying, get into the abyss. Now basically you're going to end up looking for these little whirlpools with this giant stream in the air. These are gonna be your portals to the new area. All right, now as you can see, you can end up telling the difference between a regular one and the strange whirlpool. This is the regular one. This is the one that's gonna do some damage or even kill you, but you're gonna end up heading over here to this one right here. And once you are here, you're gonna end up wanting to jump inside and go inside of this fishing area. All right, now what this is going to end up doing is this is going to end up teleporting you to the vertigo depths. All right, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to end up heading all the way down here, guys. Now what you're going to want to do, just take a big jump, and you're going to end up being here at the bottom area. Now basically at this point, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to complete this entire bestiary of the vertical area. All right, so you have to catch all of the fish. You're going to want to bring some crab cages in here, because I know there's like a fish, I think, that you need crab cages to end up collecting. But yeah, you're going to want to complete this whole entire bestiary. Now once you do end up catching the bestiary, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go over there to that giant doors right there. Also, these conception coaches, they basically teleport you out of this area just so you don't have to kill yourself. I've done that too many times without realizing that these just teleport you out. But once you do end up doing that, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go over to this gate, and you should end up catching a key, which is basically how you end up completing the bestiary, by the way. But yeah, you're going to want to get a key, and pretty much you're going to want to talk to this little ghost who's sitting down in this area, and it's going to ask what business you got, blah 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 blah. Exhaust this dialogue, and basically what you're going to want to do is just talk to him, and he'll end up putting the key on. Okay, so go ahead, tell him okay, and that's going to end up launching this key inside of the hole and opening the area. All right, so once you do end up doing that, that's going to end up opening this gate. So make sure you have the entire bestiary done, and you're able to get a key, and basically this is going to end up leading you to this area. Now you have to do this parkour course. Now as I did say in the video, make sure you have the brightness and saturation on to make this easy, because it's really dark when you don't have it on. Let me go ahead and turn it off for you. Yeah, that's really dark, really hard to see, but yeah, turn this on, and basically you're gonna end up doing this parkour course. Now I always struggle on this for some reason. It's a pretty easy parkour course though. It's not nothing crazy, but just go ahead and end up doing this. I hope I can get this on first try, because if you die, you have to go all the way back to this whirlpool. And yeah, we ended up getting that done first try. Very easy, very simple. Now once you do end up doing that, you can end up going over here to this back area. And by the way, I mean, technically, you know what I'm saying, you don't have to catch a key as well. You can ask somebody to give you a key so you can end up opening it. But yeah, it definitely helps, and you can't open it without completing the bestiary period though. Okay, so you have to do that. But yeah, pretty much what we're gonna want to do is we're gonna end up heading to this back area, and you're gonna end up unlocking the best money area inside of the entire game at the moment, at least. You know, I might have to update this video later when the new update comes out, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. But this is gonna be the best money area inside of the game as of right now. And yeah, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to head over to this back area, and that is where you're gonna see all of the professional players fishing at. All right, so once you do end up doing that, you're gonna end up going to this back area, taking out your rod, putting on your best bait, put on that that rapid catcher if you have any. I don't even think I have any, I ain't gonna lie. But nah, I definitely do not. And you're gonna end up going over here, and this is where you end up, oh snap, I just completely flopped. But this is where you're gonna end up going over and catching all of the best fish. Now to get to the abysmal rod, all right, so let's just go ahead and catch a fish right here, just to show y'all right quick, you know, completely unrelated, but yeah. So I'm gonna just show y'all, that's decent fish right there. I think he probably worth a bunch of money, but yeah, that's unrelated. Now after we end up catching this fish, we're gonna end up showing y'all how you can end up getting the abysmal rod. All right, so go ahead, get whatever you get. There's a bunch of big fish. It's really good for leveling up too. But basically what you're gonna end up wanting to do is you're gonna want to go over to this back area, and essentially we're gonna end up doing is unlocking the gate. All right, now you're gonna need 2 relics. You're gonna need the whatchamacallit relic. So let's go ahead and open up my backpack real quick. You're gonna need the hex relic, and you're going to need the abysmal relic. Now these can take literally forever to get. Trust me, I know from experience. I like literally took me all day to get these. But yeah, now I'm not going to be trying to waste these. Now real quick, once you do end up placing them down, do not leave the game. They will reset. You will waste them if you do end up leaving your game without getting this rod. But yeah, basically we're gonna end up wanting to do is we're gonna end up swimming up this upwards waterfall. And yeah, do not leave your game. Okay, let me just make that real quick. Do not leave your game. And let me go ahead also and put on my diamond gear as well. Okay guys, so I definitely tweaked a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, you gotta go all the way back here. There's another waterfall in the back area over here. So we're gonna want to do is we're gonna end up going over to this back area. This is the waterfall you need to go to. I completely tweaked, you know, disregard that and probably cut that part out. But yeah, what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna go up this waterfall right here, and you're gonna end up jumping off right around here. Now basically, if I can end up jumping off right here, you're gonna end up going over to this back area, and there's gonna be a little stand area you can end up equipping your rod to. So go over here and end up inputting your thing right here. As you can see, you're gonna get that little prompt. There's a little ghost over here, and yeah, now this is gonna be here this whole entire game. Just don't leave. I already said that, but do not leave. Your rod, your stuff will disappear. These goodness gracious, I can't speak, but yeah, these things are not easy to come by. These relics are not easy to come by. And make sure you do this when you have $750,000. Do this when you have 750,000, okay? Not come here and you don't have 750,000. Put your abysmal relic in here, and basically what we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna end up going down here. Now I'm gonna try and do this without the tiebreaker to show you that it is possible, because I remember the first time I did it, I did not have the tiebreaker. Alright guys, now we are inside of here, and basically you're gonna end up having those settings that I told y'all to end up having on. And what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna end up diving in here, and pretty much what you're gonna want to do is go through here, and the first thing we're gonna end up doing is making a left right here. If you guys do end up needing to put this in 0.25 speed, you can. So make a left right there, you're gonna make it a right here, you're gonna end up following through this little area right here. So go ahead and go through here, and you're gonna end up going over here until you see this blue crystal right here. Now what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna see a little bit of steam coming from the right. You're gonna end up making a left right here, and basically what you're gonna want to do is go ahead and make another left right here. And what you're gonna want to do from here is you're gonna end up hugging this wall kind of. So go through here, you're gonna kind of hug this wall a little bit. So go through this area and just keep going straight. Don't look right, don't look left, just keep going straight. And basically what you're gonna end up wanting to do is from here just keep following this little path. And yeah, as you can see, you're gonna see a bunch of crystals right here. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna keep going through here, I think. And what you're gonna want to do is go through this little slant right here. And pretty much once we are here, you're gonna end up making a left right here, and then you're gonna end up going right over here. And yeah, so go make another left right here. This maze always does give me trouble, and there's a bunch of ways to do this, by the way, a bunch of different ways to get through this maze. But yeah, I just recommend ended up following the path I'm showing y'all in here. And we're gonna end up wanting to do is we're gonna go through here. You're gonna see two paths, a right and a left there. Just go left right here, and yeah, we are here. We ended up doing that first try. Yeah, it took me a couple tries, I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, first try. If you guys do end up needing to put that in 0.25 speed, you can. But swim up here, and as you can see, this is the rod of the depths right here. 750,000. Make sure you do this when you have enough bread, because this literally takes forever and ever and ever. And I just did that without the tiebreaker. So go ahead and cop yourself the rod of the depths. And once you do end up doing that, you can end up going through this back area. And I believe there's a portal. Yes, there is. You can end up going through this portal, and it should lead us over here into the back right into the depths. So there we go, you have acquired the rod of the depths, and this is at the moment probably the best rod in the game. Now you can end up enchanting this with the abysmal relic if you have another one in your inventory. Otherwise you're gonna have to use a couple enchants. But yeah, once you do end up enchanting this with the abysmal relic, you have the best rod inside the entire game. And with that being said, you are set up. You have all the best stuff in the game. You have the best diving gear. You have the flippers. You have the tiebreaker somewhere in your inventory. All of that good stuff. Then you can end up going over here to this area and just fish and get ready for the next update. Get money, get good fish, get some rapid catchers, get some bait, and you have finished everything right now. You are at the pinnacle of the end game, and there's other stuff you can end up doing as well. Not just what I showed y'all in this video, but this is basically to get y'all to just from start to finish, from noob to pro. And yeah, that's basically the whole video right here. I hope you guys did end up enjoying this video. I know it's on the longer side of videos, but yeah, this is just gonna end up covering pretty much all of the essentials, and there's a bunch of other stuff to do. Don't think just because you ended up finishing this through, or you ended up beating this, that there isn't a lot of stuff to do. There's a lot of side stuff to do. You could do fish quest or whatever, but that's unimportant. Y'all ended up finishing what y'all needed to end up finishing. I hope you guys did end up enjoying this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. That's what we really appreciate it, and it does help with the channel a lot. And yeah, let's not waste no more time and end the video. Bye, y'all.